Hello everyone, welcome to this next video on complex analysis. In this video we shall take up question from 2008 paper and this question is of 2 marks. The question says let f be a bilinear transformation. So we are given here f represents the binomial transformation. The binomial transformation is also defined to be the Mobius transformation, right? This is a special kind of conformal mapping as we have discussed in the previous video. So here they say we have a mapping f that maps z to say w points, right? And they are saying the point -1 gets mapped to the point 1, the point iota gets mapped to the point infinity, and the point minus iota get mapped to the point 0. So in that case, the cross ratio defining this bilinear transformation is given using this formula z minus z1 and then z2 minus z3 divided by z1 minus z2 and then we have z3 minus z. This thing is equivalent to cross ratio given in the w plane. So that would be w minus w1, w2 minus w3 divided by w1 minus w2 and then we have w3 minus w. So this is the cross ratio. Here say this is our point w1, this is our point w2 and this is our point w3, and here this point is z1, this point is z2 and this point is z3. So now notice that here we have the point w2 as infinity. So we are in the complex plane which also contains the point infinity in it. So this complex plane is known as the extended complex plane, right? So here if we have any point that is being mapped from infinity or is mapped to infinity, so for that we have this special process. So for that what we do, we just substitute the values of all other things except that infinity. So the value of w1 here is 1, w2 will keep as such and w3 is 0, and then we'll keep w1 as such, we'll substitute the value of w1, w2 as such and then the value of w3 and then w. And similarly on the left hand side we can substitute all the values. So the value of z2 here is iota and plus iota divided by z1, what is this? Minus 1, z2 is minus iota, right? z3 is minus iota minus z. So this is the thing. So from here, now we can take w2 common from this right hand side. So we'll be left with omega or w minus 1. From here you can take w to be outside. So it would be 1 minus 0 by w2. And then here you would be left with, you can take w2 outside, so you will be left with 1 upon w2 minus 1 and then 0 minus w. So now this w2 cancels with this one. So now you can substitute the value of w2 here. So now if w2 is equal to infinity, that means 1 upon w2, that simply is 0. So this side becomes w minus 1 and then 1 minus 0 and then we have here 0 minus 1 and then we have 0 minus w. So this is the right hand side and the left hand side is similar to this one. So we can solve this thing. So we have 2 iota, we can solve this left hand side. So iota plus iota becomes 2 iota multiplied by z plus 1 divided by, here you can take minus common. So it would be minus 1 plus iota, and then from here also you can take minus common. So this becomes plus. So we have iota plus z. This thing is equivalent to this thing. So what is this thing? This is w minus 1 divided by minus 1 into minus w, that is w. So this is the thing. So now here see in the question they are asking what is the value of this f of 1. So in order to calculate the value of f of 1, what we have to do here is we have this thing that w is equal to f of z. So that means when you substitute z is equal to 1, you would have the value of f of 1. So instead of this w, we'll replace f of 1, and instead of z, we'll replace 1. So we can do that. So 2 iota, as such, the value of z is 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus iota as such, and then here iota plus the value of z is 1. We are making these substitutions, and the value of w we are calling this to be f of 1 minus 1 divided by f of 1. So from here you have to simplify and calculate the value of f of 1. So we can do that very easily, right? So the right hand side becomes 1 minus 1 upon f of 1, and the left hand side it becomes 4 iota, and here the square of this thing, so we have 1 square plus iota square and then plus 2 iota. So iota square is basically minus 1, so this terms cancels with this one. So you are on the left hand side you are left with only 2, right? So what do we get from here? You can shift this term on the left hand side, and on the right hand side you would have 1 minus of 2, that would be minus 1. So from here you can conclude that what is your f of 1? That is simply minus 1. You can reciprocate this to obtain f of 1 as minus 1. So here option B is the correct option. Well, that is it for this video. Thank you.